Parents of Reddit, what is the best weird flex but okay moment you've seen from your child? When my kids was potty training, he was in a phase where he loved temporary tattoos. We used tattoos as a reward for a successful potty trip. He got so he was covered on both arms, back and chest. We didn't think much of it, living in Seattle, until one summer day we took him to the wading pool. For one of the first times in public, we took his shirt off, and he strode out into the pool with his toddler abs, and Thomas the Tank Train shorts, looking like he had just finished a hard set of reps at the free weights in the prison yard. When my son was about 2.5, we thought it would be a good idea to start potty training him. We sat him down, talked to him explaining to him when he pees/poops in the potty he can a reward. He was less than thrilled. It was pretty clear he was not interested. We start the process of putting him on the potty, every morning, at regular intervals, etc. After 2 days, he hasn't done anything on the potty, with the added bonus of not having any bowel movements, at all, and this kid was regular. After 4 days we begin to panic. Prune juice, oatmeal, apple juice, anything to get him to poop. At day 5, we are at the drive, who tells us to use suppositories. You guys, we gave him suppositories for 3 nights. Still nothing. Day 10 rolls around and we're thinking it's time for the hospital. He's got a blockage, he's sick, something is seriously wrong here. Take him to the drive, one last time before the hospital. This time we see a different drive, who looks at us and asks if we are potty training him. We shake our heads yes, wondering why it matters, since he hasn't even for 10 days. He barely needs a diaper, let alone a potty. He kind of smiles and says, well, stop. He told us that he thought that the potty training was causing him to hold his bowel movements, and that when he was ready to be potty trained, he would let us know. Skeptical, but willing to give it a shot, instead of the hospital we went back home. We made a big show of putting the potty chair up, and told him that if he pooped, he could have any toy in Target. We were desperate, and no more potty training. Minus 20 minutes later he took the biggest of his little life, and we took our weary, but relieved asses to Target to buy him his dream toy. A Hot Wheels car wash, best $29.99 we ever spent. Minus 3 months later he wakes up, says I want to go potty like daddy, and has been potty trained ever since. My daughter, 3, can poop in the backyard without anyone knowing. I picked it up for weeks wondering why the dog's poop looked so weird. I looked out of the sliding glass door one day while my girls were playing. I saw my 3-year-old pooping in the middle of the yard. Her older sister, 5, sprayed her with the water house as soon as the log hit the ground. It was a spectacular scene, and I will never let them forget it. While leaving a family gathering, my cousin asked my little boy for a fist bump. My child refused. Cousin said, come on, why no fist bump? My kid, 5 at the time, looks him straight in the eye and says, I don't want to break every bone in your arm. My 7-year-old daughter didn't want our house guests to go in her room because that might see her awards, good grades, taekwondo belts. She worried they would think she was famous. When my son was about 6, he was in the back seat with a friend, and he boasted that he had once thrown up his entire Chinese dinner on his bedroom carpet and you could see the food and everything. My oldest told me she used to control me from the inside when she was in my tummy. My son was at a well-child checkup, and when asked about his eating habits he told her, I think I eat too many vegetables. When my brother was 2 or 3 he rolled down the car window to get the attention of the gas station attendant and shouted, hey mister, I got a He had a mullet, if that helps paint a better picture. My 5-year-old son woke up with his voice hoarse from a cold. Me, oh, you've got a cold. Him, solemnly, no, I think I'm a man now. My kid, 5, is obsessed with cars, Lives and Breath's motorsport. He's driving his go-kart in the driveway and our neighbors yell over, wow, you're amazing, kiddo. And kid yells back dead serious, I know I'm a better driver than most of the grown-ups I know. He's honestly not wrong. Edit, he's 5, but when I wrote it like this it made it sound like he drove a fancy BMW, which he doesn't. Smile. He told me I don't need history classes because I know that Hitler got shot in the balls. When my son was potty training, I started letting him do the cleanup, then I'd have to finish. After a bit of this, he figured he was pretty well good to go on his own, and he was very big boy about it. So for the next couple of weeks, he'd do his thing, which always included stripping naked, then come running out to wherever I was, bend over with his cheeks spread, and shout, hey, mom. I wiped my butt all by myself. Look at. Mine can't do this, so she comes out and bends over with her covered in the air ready for me to wipe. Edit. Gold. Thank you, kind stranger. I'll think of you next time I'm presented with a covered. Yeah, he did that. Does she walk out backwards, too? I was always terrified he'd trip and grind that right into the carpet. There are lots of members of our family tree, and I'm probably the prettiest one, don't you think? My daughter, to me, age 7, she is an identical twin, so kind of a weird flex. Edit. Jesus, this had like 50 upvotes when I checked it after an hour or so, and I'm just coming back a week later. Sorry for not replying to any comments. To answer one question, here was my response: no, that would be Oma, my mother. Statement of fact. But we're all nice looking. It's a nice thing to be, but being funny and creative is better. Then she said very proudly that she and her twin are both artistic and kind to animals, and that was that. Just a couple days ago, my 2-year-old son woke up, so I went to change him. I pulled his jammy pants off, then went to undo the diaper, and the whole time he has this look on his face like he's waiting for something. Pulled the diaper off the front of him and boing, he's got a He even smiled big and threw his arms up at the moment of reveal, like ta-da. When I wasn't appropriately amazed and merely continued with changing him, he pointed at it and said, loudly and forcefully, "That's mine." Yes, my dear, that is yours. Congratulations. I'm definitely gonna try this move tonight. My wife will be thrilled. Just have to wait until she changes your diaper. My 8-year-old son's doctor was trying to make him comfortable during an EKG by telling him he had to leave his ear with the doctor. They went back and forth for a while, and finally the doctor said he would trade him the ear for a lollipop. My son said he would not give up his ear but wanted the lollipop. The doctor said, "What? That is not a fair trade. What will you give me for the lollipop?" My son answered dead serious, "I get the lollipop and you get my respect." Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. We have new videos every day. Here's a meme for you to enjoy. Not a parent, but I teach swimming lessons. This one 5-year-old first day of lessons was like, "I'm not very good at kicking." So I said, "That's okay. Nobody is perfect at everything." Dead serious, he just goes, "No, I'm perfect at everything. Except kicking." No, he's not very good at it. He's not extremely good at it, he's perfect at it. Tonight my 3-year-old stopped midway up the stairs and turned slowly to me and said, "Mom, earlier, while you were out, I put on my pants all by myself." I have no idea why he emphasized every word, but then he smirked and turned and kept climbing the stairs. Big day. The kid is really going places. My son let out a high-pitched screech while playing a video game. Told him, "Dude, knock it off." A few seconds later I heard him whisper, "It's my battle cry." Had an Amber Alert hit my phone one night while my then 6-year-old was playing a game on it. She asks what that was and I explained it's a message that gets sent out if a kid gets kidnapped. She looks at it again and sees it's for a town over 2 hours from where we live. She then asks me why they sent to if it's so far away. I said because they want everyone to look and find the kid. Wouldn't you want everyone to look if you got kidnapped? They want to find the kid so they don't get killed. She leans over close to my ear and whispers, "I'm very difficult to kill." Not my kid, but a friend of mine was trying to teach his daughter to pick up her toys when she was younger. When she didn't do it one time, he told her he was going to throw away everything that was still on the floor. She picked them up and put them in the trash can for him. When my sister was younger, she told her teacher that my dad was a clown. He actually owns an auto body shop, but I guess she thought he was a pretty funny. Apparently the parent-teacher conference was hilarious. "Your daughter tells us you're a clown? What an interesting career." My friend's mom would say, "Gotta fly." Every morning when she dropped my friend off at daycare, I decided, quite logically, that she was a pilot. Absolutely nothing my parents told me would change my mind. She worked in a print shop. I was playing cops and robbers with my son and my niece, both about 3 at the time. They put me in the jail, the sofa, and proceeded to walk out of the room. As she's exiting, my niece turns to me with a deadpan face and goes, "Watch your back," then just leaves. My son, 4 at the time, was, I guess, trying to impress the 6-year-old neighbor girl. He leaned casually on his arm and said, "I have lots of accidents, pee and poop accidents. I hope for his sake his pickup lines improve. So I heard you're into bad boys, because I'm really bad at everything." I ran around telling everyone I was the most beau today-esque couple girl in the world. I even told my mom's friend that Shirley Temple was almost as cute as me. Used up all my confidence at 3. My daughter, age 2, regularly comes up to me and puts the back of her head in my face. See my hair? Yes, honey, I do. It's beau today-esque couple. Runs off. I was throwing my nieces in the pool and the 4-year-old grabbed a pool noodle and looked right at me to say, "Today, you're gonna get hurt." That's when you muster up all your uncle's strength and throw her in the pool extra hard. Uncle's strength very similar to dad's strength, but someone gets hurt every time. My 6-year-old son recently put his foot down, letting me know it was not okay for me to tell him what he could wear or not because he is allowed to have his own fashion. Okay, fine. Shorts, sandals and one black sock it is. I contemplated having a button made that said I dressed myself today. For my children to proudly wear, them not realizing it was mostly so other adults would stop judging me for my kids' fashion choices. Edit, thanks for the silver. I'm glad my random comment sparked such a lively conversation. Katie, you have to eat 3 more green beans before you're excused. No. No more. 3 more. I'm gonna eat 4 more. Oh no, you got me good. My son is good with this. Me, okay mate, 5 minutes till you have to hop out of the bath. Son, no. 3 minutes, righto? My son was in the tub and asked exactly how old he was. Me, about 4 years, 10 months, and 4 days. After a few moments of deep thought, I heard him say quietly and reverently to himself, and I haven't been bit by a single wild animal. Oh man. Still kills me. Edit, thanks for the silver and gold. I will take him for ice cream today to celebrate his continued escape from squirrels? I dunno, we live in a city. When I was 6, my absent father came back into my life briefly and I paraded him around all of my friends bragging saying, "This is my dad." I bet you thought I didn't have a dad, but I did. He was gone again within a month. Lamau. Sassy niece after first day in school, I learned how to count to 11 today. I bet you can't. Weird flex, but wait, I indeed cannot count to 11. 11 is a fancy way of saying 110, or counting in base 11 instead of base 10, 9, 10, 11, 11-1, 11-2. I flipped my aunt the bird telling her it was okay because I still had my thumb up and out. My 10-month-old son hates being changed. Recently he figured out that if he grabs his balls in a death grip with one of his hands, it makes it impossible to get the diaper on him. I die a little inside every time he does this. Deleted. My 3-5-year-old outside the other day. He was stabbing the ground with a stick. I asked, "Whatcha up to, buddy?" "I'm digging holes for the ants to climb into." "That's so sweet of me, Mom." "He's a nut." My nephew is 4 and thinks he's cooler than everyone else because he can tuck in his shirt by himself. For a 4-year-old, that's impressive. I know some middle schoolers who can't do that. My 3-year-old said to me the other day, "Mom, I feel, and I don't feel, like some profound genius." My 10-year-old son bragged the other day that his hair looked like Martin Freeman's, with the While babysitting my cousin, she got really close to me and smelled like rotten eggs. So I asked her if she farted and she immediately replied, "No, that's my breath." At least she's self-aware. Not a kid, but when I was 5, I had a mad crush on the 20-year-old daughter of this wealthy family friend of ours. I had asked for her hand in marriage and she agreed willingly. Playful to her but fully serious on my part, she was carrying her soon-to-be groom when her mother confronted me. "You need to have money if you want to marry my daughter." I looked right into her eyes and without missing a beat reached into my little pockets and tossed her a penny. Her face priceless, my smirk flawless. My game never peaked again.